And I love that the Bears are in the UK. I like some of the video and the audio I've heard so far from the Bears in London because, okay, it's a pressure cooker here in Chicago, as you well know. The press is there in Lake Forest talking to the Bears, but I've seen various interviews on different platforms, NFL Network, podcasts, ESPN Chicago, where the Bears, it's not like they're 100% comfortable, but they're just more at ease because they're in a different land. They're just out there and they're just comfortable. And I'm glad that some of the stuff internally is starting to reveal itself as far as the inner working of the Bears and some of the personalities that we're watching every day with this Bears team.
I feel like they are on the precipice of taking a very big step. Does that mean they're beating Jacksonville? No, I'm not talking about short term. I'm talking about a more macro look that Caleb Williams has taken significant steps. Anybody that watches the Bears, if you don't see growth and improvement from what we saw the past several years between Jay to Mitch to Justin and see this guy and think, that's our future, I can't help you then. That is not a personal shot at anybody that's no longer here. Period. It's just not. Justin was a good guy, great athlete. He'll be fine in the league. I want more than fine. I want to chase greatness. And this kid has a chance to achieve what we've never, ever seen here. And it just feels like the vibe around this team is really, really good.
The first 5 games that we've seen from Caleb Williams has been very, very important because it's just all about growth. That's the only thing that you look at for any rookie, not just a rookie quarterback, Cap. For any rookie, you're looking to be able to have growth. No one steps onto the field and is great in the first game or the first season because what you want is for a player like Caleb Williams or any other rookie just to be comfortable out there, growing. From the first game to where we are right now, no matter the opponent, the offense looks better. Caleb talks about those first 5 games and why that's such an important factor for him in his growth.
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think it's, these 5 games have been really important for me. The amount of ball that I've been learning and I think the progress that I've had so far only, amounts to everybody else, meaning the other 10 guys and the coaches that are out there calling it, us running it. I think it starts, in practice and how we've handled ourselves from that Indy loss. From there, we made jumps in practice. I'm not speaking about the game or anything like that. We've made huge jumps in practice about focus, about details, and I think that starts with our leaders that we have.
And Cap, the growth is not about necessarily the numbers and the touchdowns and all that. It's about the leadership in the room as a quarterback.
In the room and on the field. And I described the play after talking with Waddle at the play the other day right before the half when he threw a dime to DJ Moore for a touchdown. And that, I think, made it 27-7, and you went, all right, we're good. We're going to win this game. The way he looked to safety and drew him over, and then bam, down the seam, there's no safety help, see you later, touchdown, Chicago. Ball game. We're going to win.
Yeah.
That is huge growth, man. Huge. Everybody there has to continue to grow. Are they as good as the Lions? I don't think they are right now. Can they get there? Maybe. I just really, really love that we have a quarterback. Love it.
So, along with the numbers and all of the success that we've seen, especially the last 2 games with the Bears defeating the Rams and Carolina, you've got to be able to connect to your weapons. And one of those weapons is DJ Moore, wide receiver for the Bears. He's noticed a difference in Caleb Williams from game 1 to now. He says that this guy right now, Caleb Williams, he's bossy.
It's amazing. He's taking those strides that he needs to. He's been bossy lately, telling us that we need to be on the details, but we really do for him to be the best player he needs to be. So, but yeah, I think that's it. He's been a leader. So what I mean by bossy is we don't hit something in practice. He's going to tell us how we need to run it, this, that, and we just look at it and be like, okay. And then when we get out there on the game, you just better make sure it works because he's going to have some words for you if you don't. So that's him being a leader. He's a little bossy, still a little bro. So
That's what you want. He's younger, though. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, you do want to see that. Like I said, he's like little bro, so you like looking at him like, dude, don't be talking to me like that. But it's but I understand because we need to really connect on that, and that's what we did this past week. So I took his advice, I listened. You know what I'm saying? Older bro had to take a back seat for a second.
Little bro, calling him.
I'm bossy.
He's bossy.
I loved it. I loved hearing
Wait a minute.
that he's bossy because that's what we need. Because the famous story is that Jim McMahon, when he went into the huddle for the first time as the Bears quarterback in a regular season game, remember Avellini was starting?
Yes, good old number 7.
Yeah. Yes. That Jim got in the huddle and guys are all talking and bargaining. He goes, shut the F up. From this moment on, it's my huddle. Nobody speaks in here. Me. Got it? Whoa. And Jim McCulver went, oh, okay.
That's crazy. But I love that, and he's pretty much saying that, yes, he is bossy.
Actually, it was I think it might have been Noah Jackson, one of them in that line. That's like, wow, we haven't had a guy take control like that. That's what Caleb's doing.
Imagine if he was just a wallflower and the quarterback, overwhelmed by the amount of veterans on the team.
Excuse me, could we maybe run this? What?
Oh, God.
No.
You can't do that. You cannot have that position without balls. You got to have balls.
Correct.
You've got to have the testicular fortitude to stick your beak in there and tell a player when he's wrong. It's just about sports. It's business. It's just about being a good teammate. You just have to say it, Cap, as a good teammate.
I love that cut. We'll play it again today. I love that cut. Thought it was awesome.
But then DJ Moore says, "Lil bro is talking to me. I'm big brother," and he's like,
"Don't be talking to me like that."
I'm bossy.
You can't. That's what he's saying.
And then
Cap.
he said, "Big bro had to take a back seat for a second."
This is the position. This is what you have to do. You got to be. How else can you grow, Cap? It's not about your fantasy football numbers. It's not about. It's about how the team can get better.
Right.
He can't be less than. He's a rookie, yes, but he can't be less than. Everyone's got to be on the same page, on the same level, and respect it.
Agreed.
Got to be respected.
And that's our leader right there. And I remember, I told you this, I ran into Major Wright. Remember him?
Major Wright,
Safety.
yeah. 21.
I ran into him at the East Bank. He was with Jerry Azuma.
Zoom.
And I said something about Cutler. He goes, you guys just in the media, you just don't get it. Mm-hmm. He goes, Jay's not a horrible person. He goes, we just look at him and go, I ain't following that dude. He's like, he's just not a leader. He goes, till we get a guy where we go, I'm following that guy. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. We haven't had one. Guys liked Mitch, nice guy. He wasn't good enough. So are they going, I'm following that dude? No.
Yeah.
They liked Justin. He wasn't good enough. It's okay. So we might have our guy now.
You know, Bears fans, Cap, can be really picky. Sometimes leveling on pessimism, being pessimistic versus being optimistic. I think that you and I are optimistic about the Bears only just based on the depth charts, how things are going in the right direction, momentum is going their way, a couple of wins in a row. But, you know, I know that I don't know if you feel it like I feel it on the show every morning, but just based on our listeners, people on our social media, there's this level of wait and see. Mm-hmm. Wait and see. And so I don't know how you can have this level of wait and see and make your big, bold opinion in January. Cap, it's about now. You have to make a decision now as a Bears fan. Do you feel like this team can be a team that could be a playoff team or go further than they did last year? I think that they can, just based on the roster composition. I just think that when we look at, if we had a yellow pad like this one in front of me, mm-hmm. and we drew a line in the middle of it, and I'd say, what are the positives and what are the negatives or the question marks about the Bears? The positives would outweigh the negatives. You just don't want the negatives to overwhelm this team. Like we talk all the time about how the offensive line's got to be on the same page.
Yep.
Or Matt Eberflus and some of his, picadillos when it comes to not being able to understand time and score. Little things like that.
Taking a timeout before a 2-point conversion.
Little things like that.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that if you draw a line down the middle, you would say this team's got more momentum on the positive side than the negative side. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. Now, you've got 3 picks in the top 2 rounds next year, currently. Got to add more to the offensive line. That has got to be paramount.
Yeah.
But again, he's going to, and he's told us a billion times. I sat with him, Poles, this summer. And I said, you're going to have 3 really good picks next year. He said, and I'm going to take the best guy on the board, whatever he plays. I hope to God that's an offensive lineman.
Don't outsmart the room.
I mean, everyone, how many people here were calling us his first draft? They wanted George Pickens. They wanted an O lineman. They wanted whoever. Chase Claypool at the time. And they ended up taking, they took Brisker and Gordon. I'm glad we have them.
It was odd because they built the outside of the home. They built the secondary before the offensive line.
Because he said, I'm taking the 2 best guys on my board, and that's who they are. And it worked out. Those were the right picks. So, unfortunately, Brisker out this week.
It's all right. This is when you build infrastructure. It's Hicks, right? That's going to be the starter in this place?
Looks like Elijah Hicks will get the start, and you'll see a large dose of Jonathan Owens.
Okay. That's fine. Others on that secondary can make big-time plays, splash plays.
Yep.
If it's not going to be Brisker, okay, there's Gordon, and there's Johnson, and there's Tyreek Stevenson, and so many others that can really make a difference in that secondary. So it's all good.
Yep, correct. So, again, you got to get pressure on the quarterback. You've got to. You got to get pressure. And if they can, Billings and Dexter, DeMarcus Walker, at some point they're going to have to help on those guys if they're getting beat all the time, and that will free Sweat up to do more because he's taking on double teams right now.
So let's ask this question. Let's take the pulse of the Bear fan this morning. Kevin, let's open the phone lines at 312-332-ESPN. 332-3776 is our phone number. Bears fans, as you drive to work, as you listen to the show, wherever you are right now, I want to ask this question. Cap and I want to find out from you how you feel about the Bears this morning. That might change tomorrow, might change after Sunday's game, but how you feel right now currently about the Bears. Is it wait and see? Is it more pessimism or is it optimism for this Bears team? Because some, Cap, the reason why we ask the question is some are taking the last couple of wins away from the Bears.
Yeah, the Rams are banged up and the Panthers aren't good. I don't care. I watch the game with my eyes and I see what my quarterback's doing. Again, they might lose to Jacksonville. It wouldn't be stunning. I hope they win. They should win. They're better, but it could happen.
Yes.
But I look at my quarterback, I go, we got our guy. We're good.
Yeah, it's okay to be positive about a Chicago sports team.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand. We watched the Major League Baseball playoffs last couple of nights, and
we're not at those levels.
There's no Cubs or Sox there. We understand that the NHL has started, and we also understand that there's no chance for the Blackhawks to be a playoff team this year. Bulls clinging to maybe 8th or 9th spot. But the point is, Cap, is that with the Bears, it's okay to be optimistic. It's okay to feel, because you don't want to be left behind on the bandwagon.
Yeah, because the other 4 teams the Cubs are okay. Sox are horrible. Bulls are in rebuild. And the Blackhawks are in a rebuild. It is what it is, man. It's pathetic that this is the state of Chicago sports. Pathetic.
It is. It is. When you got 2 New York teams in the playoffs in baseball.
Can John Middleton, the Phillies owner, who's now going to go out and spend even more money to try and fix what they missed on?
Yeah.
But at least they get in.
Yeah. So let's just get the pulse of the Bears fan this morning. 312-332-ESPN is our phone number as we talk to you about the Bears. Optimism, pessimism. How do you feel right now? And by the way, listen, if you are still wait and see, we want to talk to you about that as well. It's early in the season, yes. You got to take it one game at a time. However, there's momentum with this Bears team. And we're talking to you about it here on the home of the Bears, Cap and J. Hood.